Wow. All right. I'm going to try to get that tile out of the way in the background. Hi, everyone. It's Mike from Downtown Comics. I'm trying something new today. I'm going live right now, Friday. It's noon, January 9th, 2026. I thought, hey, ooh, my glasses are askew. I thought, hey, I'm going to take them off. I thought, hey, retailers like me, we have to lock in our orders every weekend. I know our store sends out messages every week for people to look over what we call the last call list. Some call it the FOC list, whatever it is. There's books that we have to lock in our orders for. And I thought a quick little stream like this to go over some of the titles that maybe you don't know are getting locked in this weekend would be helpful for those of you who subscribe to your local stores or whatever. I know for us, Downtown Comics, we have tools that you can do this on your own. If you are a subscriber or a customer of ours and you don't know about the tools, please reach out to me or reach out to the store so they can explain them to you. So I want to make this real quick. I plan on trying to do this live because it's not that long, and we'll see. If you have any comments about this, if you think it's helpful, then give me a like. If you think, why am I wasting my time on a Friday afternoon, then you can say that as well. Okay, so this weekend, a couple things. DC has a big KO crossover that may be of interest to people that maybe aren't even reading this crossover. It's called Boss Battle #1. Basically, it's all the different DC heroes in the KO event fighting characters from other IPs. Okay, the big ones being probably The Boys and Mortal Kombat. Two of the bigger ones. So fans of these properties may be interested in this book, which is going to maybe up its demand or whatever. So, stores like us are going to have to determine what that demand is. And a lot of times we can't predict what a Mortal Kombat fan or just someone who watches Boys on Amazon will be interested in this one shot when they're not reading the crossover. So look over all the covers and make sure that you tell your local store that you want a copy so you don't miss out on that. Also big for DC this week is a crossover with AEW wrestling. I'm not a wrestling person, so that's going to make it very hard for me to order this book because I don't know what kind of demand this is. Again, wrestling is huge. There's a ton of fans, and having the DC characters cross over with their favorite wrestlers may be fun. So again, putting in your orders early and letting me get an idea of what to expect is going to really help, and I'm sure help all the stores out there. For Dynamite, this is really getting to my age group, so we'll see. But Thundar the Barbarian is actually getting his own comic. It's possible that back in the 80s, Marvel, because they had a lot of licenses for that cartoon stuff, maybe I think there was a Thundar the Barbarian comic, short-lived. But this IP has not been around for 30 plus years. So I'm intrigued by this. Those of you that are not as old as me probably don't even know what Thundar the Barbarian is, but it was a classic Saturday morning, and that guy had a laser sword. So, anyone that was interested in Star Wars liked this show. So check that out. Weirdly enough, Oni Press is publishing a Planet of the Apes role-playing game. I'm not sure if they're the ones that they're publishing it. I don't really know. But anyway, the core rule book, if you're interested in playing Planet of the Apes as a role-playing game, is on lockdown this weekend. So you can take a look at that. And lastly, we'll go over some Marvel books as they're releasing or they're getting ready to lock in some new #1s. Daredevil #1 is probably the biggest one. I've seen already social media say that this is going to be fantastic. Some other writers in Marvel stables have already touting this book, so you're going to want to look over all the different covers there. The blind bags, however, I believe have been pushed back a week. So if you are someone who's interested in the blind bags, that will not be on last call this week. They pushed it back a week because of the hubbub about Ultimate Endgame, and they wanted to make sure some procedures were in place to maybe make sure that there weren't any damages or anything else. Like the Ultimate Endgame supposedly had. Ours didn't really have any, but whatever. Anyway, so if you're looking for those, you can still pre-order. I'm saying it's not on last call this weekend, but get them in anyway. I mean, get ahead of the game. And there's a ton of covers. Also, Punisher is getting his own ongoing series. So all those Punisher books that are out in the racks now are all mini-series. He's getting his own ongoing. So check that out if you're a Punisher fan. And then Deadpool is back now that the Age of Revelation is over. It's going to be called Wade Wilson Deadpool. So a lot of times stores will copy subscribers. If a series ends and then it restarts under a new name, they'll just copy the people that subscribe to the new one. Some do, some don't. I would check with your local store and see and make sure that you are down for that if you are a Deadpool fan. And lastly, we'll do Star Wars. Jar Jar Binks is getting his own miniseries. So there you go for Star Wars fans. You can check that out. Okay, that's it. Those are the ones I noticed. Oh, you know what? There was one more. Mark Spears fans. I know there's a lot of you who like his art and look for his covers. So a kind of a weird book that's on last call this weekend. It's called Maid Cafe #1. I want to say it's by Mad Cave or Massive. Anyway, it's a slasher horror book, and he's got a cover on cover A, and it's pretty cool looking. I mean, I'm not a huge Mark Spears fan, but his art looks good. It's got that Alex Ross painted look. So if you are a fan and you like to collect his covers, that one will probably be overlooked. And I would definitely get orders in for that, because I can't believe that a lot of stores would order a ton of that particular title, as it is kind of speculative. So there you go. Thanks for watching. And I will try to be back every Friday around noon live and kind of do this every week, and we'll see how it goes. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to put my glasses back on so I can see the buttons. And you guys have a great day. Bye.